Hi, I'm Ophelia Jacobson with Campus Reform. A recent poll came out that shows that 48% of Americans disapprove of the job that Kamala Harris is doing in office right now. We're here in Georgetown today to talk with students about Kamala Harris. Do they approve of the job she's doing? And if yes, can they name any specific accomplishments or policies that they're especially proud of? Let's find out. I want to get your thoughts on our Vice President, Kamala Harris. What do you think of her? Is she doing a good job in office?
Yeah, I think so. I really like her. I think it's very inspiring to see our first, woman vice president.
I do love having a woman, person of color, Democratic leader in that position, and I think she's a great representation. I feel like
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for pausing it, but they are happy that she is vice president due to the fact that she's a woman, person of color, and that's good for representation. I know if we were to ask them what policies or what things she's implemented or what things they feel that she's pushed in terms of that, they won't know anything to do with that. But at least she's a woman and a person of color, but it doesn't matter what she's actually done in terms of helping the country. That doesn't matter. She's a woman and a person of color. That's the main thing.
definitely it's amazing to have a woman vice president, and we're making great headway with that, and she's a definite girl boss.
I think she's doing great.
History on crime, I disagree with, but she seems to be reforming that opinion, at least to some degree.
I think that she's never really been dedicated to caring about the communities she's a part of. Promotes incarceration, promotes policing, is more dedicated to upholding a carceral state than taking it down.
So you think we should take down the prison system?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think she's doing a pretty solid job.
I really do agree with a lot of the policies she's been putting out, and I think she's a great vice president.
What policies specifically do you agree with?
I don't really know.
I promise you guys, I did not watch these videos, but because I know how they are, I knew. And I'm glad that she did ask the question. And it's even funnier that she brought up that I like the policies that she's implemented and then asked what policies she doesn't know. And this just goes to show you the programming and the influence that social media, friend groups, and higher ups have input into the wider society, that you could come out and say, I like the policies that someone has implemented, but then when asked what policies, you don't know.
Can you tell me some? Maybe I don't know what her policies are. Maybe you can just cut that part out.
Can you name any specific accomplishments that you're super proud of?
Besides her being the first on so many different forums, that would be my first thing.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of many of them.
No, and that's exactly what I mean. That's probably shamefully my party partisanship showing through to some degree.
I can't really, to be totally honest. What I really like is that she does kind of give the nation a positive face, being the first woman president.
No, honestly, I don't really keep up with politics. On social media, I've seen that she does great posts, so yeah.
Can you name any specific accomplishments that she's had since she's taken office?
No, not any specific ones particularly, no.
So then what do you like about her?
Just I think she's doing a good job.
What specifically do you like about her?
I think she has a...
How do you think she's handling the border?
I have no clue on that.
I may be laughing at some of these things. I may be laughing and you guys see me laughing, but I really want to push this. These people do not know what policies she's implemented. They don't have a clue what policy she implements, but they support her because she's a woman and a person of color. And these people will vote for this person not knowing anything she does. She can be the most evil person, and as long as she's a woman and a person of color, they think it's fine to have her. So they don't know anything she's implemented, which is why they put her in power, or they would put anyone as a vice president, but they support her regardless. And these people, as I keep saying, are the people who vote And it may be funny looking at the video, and it is a very funny video, but deeper than that, these people are voting for people not even knowing what policies they implement.
Not well. I think that we need complete reform at the border, and that's not happening from her, which is surprising.
From what I have heard, the conditions there at the border are not the best.
She needs to like control the border, yeah.
I say let them cross the border, but that's just me.
Well, with that one, I would definitely say that she should be monitoring it a little bit more closely.
I want to get your reaction to a few statistics that came out. 48% of Americans say they disapprove of the job that Kamala Harris is doing in office, and that's the lowest rating of a vice president since the 1970s. What's your reaction to this?
My first thought is I wonder, it's interesting that the first kind of woman and person of color is getting the low ratings as opposed to all the white men that I haven't loved in the past.
I mean, again, she's a woman and of color, so it's like it's probably a little bit of a skew.
I'm not super surprised about that, knowing the racism and, misogyny in this country that is very prevalent still today.
I think they're probably targeting her because they hate women.
It's possibly the way that her party has been selling her alongside the social issues. They've been selling her alongside intersectional lines, when in reality they should be selling her based off of her policy and herself as a politician. I wouldn't doubt that there are a lot of people who disapprove of that or just disapprove of her because of frustration with how she's been sold so far.
I honestly cannot believe. Then at the same time, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised, but not surprised. And that's going to become my new slogan. I'm surprised, but not surprised that these are the type of answers we get. In a nutshell, these people do not know anything about what she actually does, but because she's a woman and a person of color, as they claim, that's all she needs to be. Not by merit. As Martin Luther King said, we shouldn't judge people by their skin color, but by the content of their character, which is what they're doing, which is very interesting to say that we've come to a generation where all we do is judge people by their skin color, not by actually what they do. And it's all they did. They didn't have a clue of anything that she actually does, but because she's a woman and a person of color, that was all they needed. But anyway, that was another video, another reaction. As I usually say, if you guys enjoyed the video, like the video as much as possible, comment down below, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at YinkaThatGuy, and I am out.